If you follow the NHL as of late, it's almost impossible to not hear about the Boston Bruins hot streak. Seriously, with the way this team has played the past 10 or so games has been unreal. It seems like everything is finally going right for the team. This is an example of what a break can do to an NHL team. Before the big COVID break, the Bruins were struggling. Depth scoring was an issue. Defense was an issue. Even goaltending was an issue to a degree. They have really been the brown horse as of late, with 35 games played, 22 wins, 11 losses, and 2 overtimes for 46 points. They have a .615 win percentage, 11 goals scored, only 90 goals against. They are 12-6-1 at home and 10-5-1 on the road. And in their last 10, it has been an unbelievable 8-2. And it seems like lately this Bruins team can do it all. Gold-filled games on the road, followed up by very close defensive games at home. It's like in some way, almost everybody is contributing to this team. No matter what, you always see someone putting something, a benefit towards the Bruins. But the Boston Bruins would not be the Boston Bruins without the perfection line, which has been nothing but perfection. The most biggest and the most red-hot player on the perfection line has to be Brad Marchand. 30 games played, 20 goals, 23 assists for 43 points. Lately, he's been unreal. I'm not even talking about the whole season. Just lately on its own, he's been amazing. David Pastrnak, the other guy there, obviously really the goal scorer. He scored more goals this season than he did last season at this stretch up to now, but he's still been pretty solid. 35 games played, 16 goals, 15 assists for 31 points. And Patrice Bergeron, he's obviously more defensive, but he's almost at a point per game. 34 games played, 11 goals, 19 assists for 30 points. The thing is, though, the production line is always good, so there's got to be some other players that we can discuss who have been very solid. One thing that has been a problem for Boston for a long time is depth scoring. They really relied on their top 6 to score goals, but their bottom 6 wasn't really putting up any points at all. With acquisitions of Erik Haula, Tomas Nosek, and Nick Foligno, their depth has really improved. And even the guys who were here last season, like for example, Charlie Coyle, Curtis Lazar, etc., those guys have statistically improved as well this season. So let's take a look at those guys, starting off with Erik Haula. 34 games played, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. Haula lately has been picking it up, but before he really was struggling. But lately he's really racked up the points. So I can only imagine where it's going to go from here. Curtis Lazar, like a third, fourth line forward we're talking here. 28 games played, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. That 5 goals is pretty impressive for a guy who is honestly kind of in and out of the lineup. He's either like on the third line, he bounces around the line a lot. Charlie Coyle as well. Coyle has been very solid. 35 games played, 8 goals, 8 assists for 16 points. The 8 goals is pretty impressive. Look, the depth, some depth isn't relied on for scoring, some depth is, and I feel like Charlie Coyle, Haula, Lazar, those are the guys who are relied on for scoring, and they've been really solid. And like I said, some of the depth players are here to kill off penalties. Some of the depth players are here to win faceoffs in moments where you need to win faceoffs. There are other positions for depth players. Now let's stop talking about offense for a little bit. Let's go back over to the defense. Let's start off with Charlie McAvoy. 5 goals, 18 assists for 30 points. He is a plus 10 out there on the ice. Pretty impressive. Mike Riley, another notable guy there. He is second in defenseman scoring for Boston, if I'm not mistaken. 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points. He is a plus 6. And then Derek Forbert there as well. 4 goals, 3 assists for 7 points with a plus 1. Obviously, with every team, there is a weakness. I feel like one thing that does need to be improved is the blue line. I thought the blue line was solved, but apparently it's not. There have been some Bruins players who have come into the lineup and really succeeded on the blue line. And not just the blue line, either the offense. Oscar Steen is an example there. Urho Vahalainen, I probably butchered that, but he's an example too. Another thing that has been quite the hot topic for the Boston Bruins has to be the goaltending. The Bruins have found themselves in a goaltender carousel. Basically what that is that you have 3 or more goalies who are pretty much NHL caliber and could come into the NHL and play very solid for you. With the recent signing of goaltender Tuukka Rask to this team to add to their third goalie, that's what they found themselves in. And this carousel has been nothing but stellar. Linus Ullmark, the most notable goalie there, came in the offseason. He is 13-5-0. He has really adjusted to the system. And, that was a problem he had in Buffalo, and that was a problem he had in other cities. He has really adjusted to the system in Boston, and he's been really good for this team. Jeremy Swayman there again. He's been here since the beginning of his career. He's 8-6-2 right now. Currently, he's in Province because Tuukka Rask has returned. He is 1-0 in his return. As for Swayman, going back to Swayman, Swayman is a very solid goalie, and I've seen rumors of trading him, but that isn't a really smart thing to do because having a goaltender carousel or 3 goalies like this who can play in the NHL, that is one of the smartest and one of the best strategies in the NHL. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Nordic, one of these players has to be young for it to work. Honestly, that is true, but when you have it, it's extremely effective. Although this team has been really good lately, there are some pieces we need to point out that might need to get fixed. The blue line is another notable thing. They could use maybe 1 to 2 more pieces to really solidify that blue line. Jacob Chikrin's out there. And also, they could use a second-line center. It's not really a big deal if they were to get a second-line center, but it could be something they could use. Lately, the Boston Bruins have been one of the hottest teams in the NHL. Everything that could go right for them has gone right. Now, whether they got the perfection line rolling for them, which has been nothing but perfect, the exceptional depth that they've got, the defense, or the goaltending, this team has been amazing. And it really makes you wonder, how far can this team go in the playoffs if they really fix those 2 issues that they have? Because I genuinely see a team that, if everything goes right, they could truly make a run for it. Now, although their hot streak could end as soon as tomorrow against the Hurricanes, you'll love to see Boston having some great success. Anyways, guys, that is it for me. If you guys want to see some more Boston Bruins related content, take a look at the eye icon right here showing all my Boston Bruins related videos. I've made a lot on the channel, so there's going to be a lot there. Thank you all for watching. For Sportsly, I really do appreciate it. Let me know what your favorite thing about the Bruins has been. I gotta say, it's 100% been Brad Marchand, and I'm definitely considering putting him on the back of this jersey. Anyways, thank you all for watching. For Sportsly, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in